So is that energy all consciousness, or is it just a spark of consciousness that attracts all the energy into a group? Because for that group to come together and separate, there has to be something in control, the way I'm thinking of it, that knows what energy belongs to that particular entity, so it all goes with them instead of some of it staying
The
back.
particular entity knows what energy belongs to it. The higher entity knows what all energy belongs to it, but is aware of the different levels and frequencies of energies that constitute it. And it recognizes that there are individuals, so to speak, and if they want to move on, it's fine. The higher entity, if you will, says, okay, fine, go, bye, see you later. Kind of a thing. I don't know that that's answering your question.
It did for now.
It is a little difficult to explain, but energy is energy. It all comes from the source.
Right.
And it can separate out. Like if you have oil on water and you stir it up, and then those rainbow colors change as you stir it. That's a poor example, but it's the closest I can give that would show you how. I mean, it's the same water, the same oil, but it can separate out depending on what you do with it.
Okay. And then in this world, if you put something known as a surfactant in it, they commingle.
Mm-hmm.
They will not separate again.
Yeah.
But they're still
we
individual oil, individual water particles.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we don't have surfactants like that.
No.
We don't need them because it's the consciousness in each particle of energy that makes up the individuals that make up higher individuals that go back to source. It's all consciousness.
To help me understand this a little better, search through Sarah's mind for the TV series called Stargate SG-1.
Yeah.
In the later series, in the later episodes of this show, they were dealing with nanites.
Mm-hmm.
Is that similar to what you're talking about?
Mm-mm.
Because there was an energy source. One nanite actually was one, I'm thinking of it as one bit of consciousness. And as more and more of them come together, the consciousness grows. But it's still a bunch of individual consciousnesses.
If that helps you to understand it, then that's
But that's not
fine.
even near.
It's too mechanical, literally.
Oh, okay.
Too mechanical. But I guess you could say the concept is the same. That consciousness is in each particle of energy. And I suppose you can say that in order to be a specific splinter, since we use your term, certain particles of energy, certain itty-bitty consciousnesses agree to come together to form that particular splinter. And they know what they're doing.
Okay. So then could one of those bits of consciousness decide to leave and go someplace else from that group known as the entity, the splinter?
It has happened, but it's not common. unless, that splinter is nearing its end where it's going to go back to the main entity. Some of them, bits of consciousness, might move to a different grouping of consciousness.
Because it's not ready to go yet.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
It just depends on who wants to do what, and where the bits want to go, what they want to do. It isn't quite as controlled as you're thinking. Because if I recollect...
It's the engineering side of me.
Yeah. And with... Okay, it's kind of like the nanites or a computer program, only easier. With the nanites, you had to kind of break them all apart in order, if I'm recalling the show correctly, in order to stop them from doing what they were doing. But there's no stopping consciousness. It just shifts and changes and goes somewhere else.
Okay.
It does something else.
So, are you familiar with the idea of functions in math?
Not very well.
We try it a different way. This is a cup of soda with the lid and top. It is a container.
Mm-hmm.
Now, from that viewpoint, it's one piece.
Mm-hmm.
However, the container has within it soda.
Mm-hmm.
And the soda has a bunch of other stuff in it.
Yeah,
So,
nasty stuff.
a property of this cup in this current situation is the soda.
Not of the cup, just of itself.
Of the whole piece, of the whole conglomerate. The cup is soda.
Okay, if you insist.
I do. Because that will help me to ask the next question.
Okay.
So is the energy an integral part of the consciousness? Or is the consciousness an integral part of the energy? Or are they a complete combined unit? Or is the energy the result? Does it exist because what's the relationship between energy and consciousness?
Okay, yes.
Yeah, this
Energy
didn't help.
exists and never goes away, as you know.
Right,
Consciousness exists. It never really goes away.
right.
So, but consciousness, because the word conscious is in there, it makes a deliberate attempt, not an attempt even, it deliberately uses the energy that's available for a specific purpose, let's
Thank
say. Yeah. The
That's-
energy doesn't necessarily have consciousness other than whenever it's combined in some
I
way.
can say attached is what I was going to say to the consciousness.
Combined is better, I think, because everything has consciousness.
Yeah, okay.
So,
That explained a lot. Thank you.
good. You're welcome.
And with that, I have no more questions for today.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, she's got to write them down. She knows.
Mm-hmm.
But right now she's very tired. So,
What do you think about the name for our YouTube site as Simply Channeling?
I think that's better than a lot of the other ones you had on the list.
Do you have
And
one?
keeping it short and simple, no pun intended, is best. Keeping her name out of it is best, since there's already Channeling with Sarah, quote
Yeah.
unquote, up there, spelled differently, but channeling in the kitchen sounds really weird.
Yeah, that was one of the ones I had.
Yeah. So I kind of like that. Simply channeling. I mean, it's definitely going to spark interest. What the heck is simply channeling? And then someone might watch it and be interested, and someone else might say, oh, what nonsense.
Okay.
And it's no skin off your nose, so to speak.
Simply channeling it is.
Yes.
Thank you for your input.
You're welcome.
Bye.
I haven't thought of anything else. So yes, adios, till next time.
Be good.
We
Be
shall
safe.
see.
Why did you show up and not Asia? Age.
Asia's
Busy?
more behind the scenes. He only showed up that one time or two. Because he wanted to.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, spirit guides are more interior, so to speak.
Because I was thinking, does he have more knowledge than Thane, or does Thane have more knowledge than Age?
I think it's different.
Different
Probably.
knowledge?
Yeah, different kind of knowledge. Different. Asia's more intuitive. So are Twee and Halda. More intuitive for Sarah herself as an individual, as a physical being on this earth. And I'm just free-floating, if you will.
Oh, okay. Thank you. That answered that question. Even though I didn't have it written down, it didn't come up until we're saying goodbye.
I know, I'm impressed. Never-ending source of questions you are.
Yes, I am. I need to know stuff
Yeah,
so
you
I
do.
can properly make decisions
Well, what is your decision right now?
to continue these sessions.
Well, that's a good decision.
To allow you to go by not asking any more questions.
That's a good decision.